What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? As you can see, that's me winning a match. So real quick, just to start things off, I wanted to come at you guys with a little bit of a review of some gameplay. So everyone's been asking me, DJ, what's your opinion about For Honor? Will you be taking the sounds from the game, putting it into another song of some sort? I may. But real quick though, this is going to be an honest game review, guys. So as everything is going on right now, I just want y'all to know that this game, as of what I've been able to play right now, I'm just putting this out there, the game is fun. It is decent. It is got great gameplay mechanics. The fluid motion controls for the melee combat is actually really, really good. The only thing that I can really bring up, which I honestly think that needs to be addressed, is there are some AI issues. Mainly something I would like to see if those are new that are coming to the game that haven't done story, that don't know how to play. Something I would say would be, if they're going to be doing player versus AI, is to have a difficulty limiter. I think this would be a great asset to the game. But as of right now, the AI is set to normal to sometimes hard. It does vary. AI level 3 is classified as realistic hard level. AI 2 is considered as hard level, so they're very aggressive, and they learn from your attacks very quickly. They're very adaptive to the environment. What I'm facing off right now is a AI 2, just a AI level 2 Lawbringer, which, again, they learn, but if you can catch them off guard with a last-second decision like that, it tends to go by rather quickly. Another thing I would also like to address and also bring to people's attention is there is a pay-to-win type of scenario, and I put that in quotations there because essentially the issue of concern is that of, say, for an example, the whole you can buy platinum. Wrong game. You can buy metal in this game. For $100 you get 650,000 metal, plus on top of that an additional, I believe it's 1,500 for free for $100. They have different price ranges in this game, but essentially if you wanted to unlock all the feats and become the most OP Orochi, you can either do one of two things. Beat the campaign for the first time on the hardest difficulty that you can manage to beat it on, which realistic, you have no UI, as it should be. But for hard, they're just very aggressive, do a lot more damage compared to the rest. But in regards to the whole game and how it moves and how fluid it is to the control system, it actually is very on point. The combat mechanics is very, very well balanced, especially when it comes to multiplayer. In certain aspects of the game, they actually tell you that gear score does not matter. Now, if you go into domination, or you go into, say for an example, elimination matches, which is player versus player, your character's gear, including how you built them, will actually matter. That is something I would say is a little uneven and unbalanced. The whole scavenger crate system gives you, when you're not Renown 1 in your character, which takes 20 levels to go to Renown 1. It's essentially like prestiging the character in a sense, but the feats and everything else like that stay permanently unlocked. It's 4,000 metal per character to unlock every feat under that character. Something that, again, I do find to be a little cheap. I don't think that should be an unlock option. I think that can make the game rather unfair, especially if like their first feat happens to be that their basic attacks do more damage. There are a few characters in this game whose movement speed, like the Shigeki for an example, the attack speed for the Shigeki is rather slow. He's a hard hitter, but his attack speed is wicked slow. He's a very, they say he's easy to learn, but he's really not. It depends on the person who's playing as them, what you're used to. For me, I'm used to fast attacks. I'm used to being an aggressive assassin type. So for me, I have to play as fast-paced characters. Now, again, this depends on the person and playstyle that you like. The best suggestion to test out these different playstyles would be to go into story mode and actually give it a try. But as far as an honest game review goes, the game mechanics is we're going to do the scale of 1 to 5, since it's a best of 5 when it comes to duels. So 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. So as far as the game mechanics are concerned and everything else like that, it is definitely, to say the least, something that I would say is very much, I would say at least a 4. Could be improved. They could add a couple more things to the UI, such as like a bigger minimap when you're playing in domination. They could be adding pickups for certain matches, and stuff of that nature. Again, it's different per perspective. Reviewing it off of my own opinion, but the AI, I have to say, in story mode, the AI is very much adaptive. If you're doing a multiplayer one, it's not so much. Now, just to clarify, I am not actually facing a AI in the background. I'm actually facing another player who actually did a good job. He actually challenged me, to say the least. But there are a few things that do come to attention that I think would be rather addressed, and that probably will be in the future. One of which is, if you're a Kensei and you do the Rage of the Kensei, that final attack move where you do the you do like the final attack flame sword down on a high R2, you end up tracking your opponent a little bit, depending on what frame you actually do it at. Now, it's all about character frames, so definitely look out for that. That is definitely something that, as a Vanguard character, it's definitely something that can be useful. I mean, you are on the front line. But at the same time, if you're tracking somebody that just dodged and it tracks over and hits them, just like it did in the beta, it's going to be something that is obviously not to a good degree. Another thing I would like to also put out there is the title is named as For Honor. There's not much honor in combat for multiplayer. Even if it's 2v2 or 4v4, players as well as AI will not be honorable at all. They won't do a one-on-one. They actually will all gang up on you, and I know everyone's going to say in the comment section that it's war, and what do you expect to happen? Like they need to kill you, you're the enemy, and vice versa. However, the game is about For Honor. It's about honorable gameplay, meaning essentially that in war, as it goes back in ages, is honor is about fighting on one-on-one basis to test your skills against your opponent, to respect them and to treat them as an equal. Now, in this game, obviously that is very neglected on. However, it is something that I would find if they were to implement something like that, especially in the AI, or they enforced it in multiplayer a little bit, that it would actually be good in regards to that. But there's a few things as well that the game could improve on. Mainly the whole pay for metal aspect, I think, should be taken out. The game should be about a progression system instead of a go ahead and buy metal to essentially be more unfair to everybody else than to the new person that's playing the game, because they're going to feel like they're outmatched, that they have no means of a fair fight. Now, this is an issue that I do see happen a lot, and it's something that, again, I would have brought to Ubisoft's attention if I had known that they were looking for feedback in regards to this. Hence the reason why I'm doing this video. So, that's something I would like to see in the changes for this game. Now, normally, I'm not like all for, the whole giving critical feedback on the game and stuff of that nature, but of everything that Ubisoft has launched, and don't get me wrong, this has been so far the most stablest launch out of all the multiplayer games that Ubisoft has released. for console edition anyway. I know for PC, I've been getting reports on Twitter as well as Steam that matches are disconnecting mid-combat, that there's no host migration, stuff of that nature. I know on Xbox, a couple of my friends are telling me on my Discord channel, which, by the way, guys, if you want to know what my Discord is, please follow my Twitter. I do post it up on online all the time. I even chill with Stone Mountain every now and then in his Discord channel. And, you know, it's... to see critical feedback like that really can help out. I think that the game could use some improvements when it comes to certain things, but I mean, you know, like for an example, the whole attack thing, as you guys are seeing on the screen right now. In 1v1 brawls, just to make the game a little bit more harder and for multiplayer, I would say lose the UI system, or have a hardcore version so you don't have a UI system. Reason for that is it makes the game more challenging, it makes the player adapt more to sword movements, and it will allow them to proceed with doing things to a level that they're actually comfortable with. Now again, this is something that I recommend. They don't actually have to take my advice on this. I'm sure other bigger YouTubers than myself are probably reviewing the game as we speak. I know if you guys have like any sort of matches that are like, you know, you go above and beyond and do the most ridiculous stunts, my best tip of advice would be to go ahead and submit your clips over to Stone Mountain 64. Reason for that is because he's actually down doing a For Honor top 5, and so far what I have seen is quite some pretty ridiculous stuff. So the community is doing a good job on that, so they're actually, you know, doing a decent job at making it, you know, essentially amazing and different and difficult. Now this is, you know, their multiplayer, that they really haven't even touched story, which is fine. Most people, you know, wanted this game for multiplayer. I understand that. Something I would recommend as well, and this is to the player base. This is just because I actually have experienced this. Beat the campaign on hard. Now, this is something I want to bring up. This is the major plot in all this. Is the campaign, even on hard, is extremely easy. And you get about around 7,000 to 8,000 metal by the time you're done, especially if you do all the collectibles and sightseeing and all that stuff that the game has to offer. You do unlock scavenger packs for multiplayer, as well as emblems, and you get more metal from the campaign too for the collectibles that you pick up. Sometimes it's like 30 metal to sometimes even 100 depending on difficulty. But my suggestion is that campaign be a little bit more focused upon, a little more backstory to it. The campaign, don't get me wrong, it's great, it's good. The way they built it up, the tutorial, how to play the characters is great, but they didn't involve some characters that should have been involved. An example of this would be the Xage class. They had no chapter that at all in the game where they went over that and said, you know, let's introduce you to the new characters that we're going to be bringing in. They brought in the Valkyrie and showed everyone how to play the Valkyrie. Xage had no role in there whatsoever, which I'm actually kind of really disappointed with. But more so than that, though, it's just, you know, some stuff that I would actually recommend that, you know, again, that they would be able to do. That's, you know, in regards to, you know, improvements to UI improvements to UI changes for multiplayer, stuff of that nature. Making it even like a hardcore no feats, no gear score related Dominion matches where it's all based on player skill, and you actually will be able to do really well. So give it a try and, you know, see what you guys think. So yeah, guys, that is my review of For Honor. I hope you guys enjoy. This is DJ Xage. Check you guys out in the next video. Take care.